What's going on, guys? Evan Preco here, and you are watching the SG1 Sports Big Ten Football Channel. In this video, I am going to recap the Wisconsin versus Southern Florida game that took place. And to start things off, I will go over Wisconsin's team stats. Jack Coan got the nod as a starting quarterback. A lot of people thought he would be it. A lot of people thought Graham Mertz would be it, but Coan got the nod. He went 19 of 26 for 199 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor was, of course, their leading rusher. He had 16 carries for 135 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he was also their leading receiver with 2 receptions for 48 yards and 2 touchdowns. They had 234 total rushing yards and 433 total yards of offense. For USF, Blake Barnett was a starting quarterback. He went 13 of 30 for 109 yards and 2 interceptions. Jordan McLeod was their leading rusher. He had 3 carries for only 17 yards, and Jordan Cronkite was their leading receiver. He had only 3 receptions for only 23 yards. They had only 26 total rushing yards and only 157 total yards of offense. Now, to recap the game, and this is going to be all Wisconsin. If you watch the game, you know this is about to be all Wisconsin. So Wisconsin started their season off strong with a 37-yard touchdown run on their opening drive by Jonathan Taylor 4 minutes into the game. They would later extend their lead by forcing Blake Barnett to fumble the ball, and they returned it for a touchdown by Matt Henningsen to go up 14-0 early in the second quarter. Wisconsin kept the momentum going when Jack Coan threw a screen pass to Jonathan Taylor, which he ended up taking 36 yards for a touchdown to go up 21-0 with 10 minutes to go in the second. After a couple exchange turnovers by both teams, Coan threw a 12-yard touchdown pass to Jonathan Taylor to go up 28-0 with 2 seconds left in the first half. And then the halftime score, of course, was Wisconsin 28, USF 0. Wisconsin would then open up the second half with a 38-yard touchdown run by Jonathan Taylor on their first possession to go up 35-0 2 minutes into the third quarter. A few possessions later, Nakia Watson would score a 27-yard touchdown run to go up 42-0 with 3 minutes left in the third. And then after a few empty possessions, halfway through the fourth quarter, Bradrick Shaw would score on a 15-yard touchdown run to go up 49-0, and this would end up being the final score of the game. Now, my thoughts and reaction, this is what you would expect from a Wisconsin football team, running and defense. Defensively, I thought they played fantastic. They forced turnovers, and they shut out USF. The last time USF was shut out in a game was 2014 against UCF. And the last time Wisconsin forced a shutout was 2017 against Minnesota. So obviously, a big win for Wisconsin. A lot of people thought this could be a potential upset. The majority of the country thought that Wisconsin would win this game, but not by that much. They were 11-point favorites heading into the game, and they end up winning 49-0. So a huge win for Paul Chryst's crew, in my opinion. A huge day for Jonathan Taylor and Jack Coan, who basically started the second half of the season last year when Alex Hornibrook went out with the concussion injury. So he got his first start of the year today, and he played very well, in my opinion. So I think that Wisconsin has a lot of promise. I think they've raised a lot of eyebrows week 1, and we'll see how they end up going into Big Ten play. They have to play Michigan. That'll be a big game. And they play Ohio State on the road. They play Nebraska on the road. So we'll see how they end up doing in those games later in the season. But a big win nonetheless to start the season for the Badgers. For Southern Florida, this does not look good at all. This is not the way you want to start the season, especially at home. You get a ranked Power 5 team. So you're thinking, okay, if we can win this game, perfect way to start the season, especially after they went 7-6 last year. I still think that Charlie Strong is a great head coach with what he did at Louisville. Obviously, things at Texas didn't work out. So far, his tenure at USF has been decent, but this just does not look good to him. They really got to get back into the film room, look at what they did wrong, and really work on it in practice. I still think that they can be a very good football team this year if they can just pick up the pieces and figure out what's wrong. Much easier said than done, obviously. But We'll see how they end up doing. I don't want to completely give up hope on them because I still think that they are one of the better teams in the American Athletic Conference. So we'll see how they do throughout the season. Wisconsin, like I said earlier, maybe they're a better team than people thought. And I'm actually kind of interested to know what you guys think about that. Do you think that Wisconsin is a much better team than people think? Or do you think that Southern Florida is a much worse team than people think? Do you think that Wisconsin played really well in this game? Or do you think that Southern Florida just played horribly in this game and gave it to Wisconsin? Or do you think a little bit of both? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Personally, I think Wisconsin played very well. And I think that they could end up having a good season, especially starting it off this well. No one thought it would be like this. So obviously, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is SG1 Sports Big Ten Football. I hope you all have a great day.